As the recent protests in LA get progressively worse, the elites are sitting back rubbing a hand like Birdman, man, because we're falling right into their trap. They want it to get bad because absolute control and power is what they're aiming for.
News out of Los Angeles, where the FBI says it is investigating clashes between law enforcement and demonstrators. These clashes began Friday when crowds gathered around federal law enforcement officers carrying out immigration raids in that area. And today, right now, we're seeing police using tear gas and flashbangs to clear the crowds. California Assemblymember Jose Luis Salache, who witnessed what was unfolding there, is joining us now on the phone. Assemblyman, thank you so much for being here with us. I know you represent the area, Paramount, where we've been seeing some of this happen. Explain to us, describe to us what you saw today.
Correct. I've been here since 9 a.m. when we first saw the agents drive up to my community. I was actually on the freeway with one of the vans from Border Patrol, and then I did a U-turn type of situation. I followed them, and they were here in my community. There were 7 agents waiting to open their fence. Throughout the morning, there's about 60 different vehicles that have driven in there.
Don't get tricked into thinking this immigration issue or what's happening in LA is a political issue. This is not a divide between red and blue or Democrat and Republican or liberal and conservative, bruh. Because the majority of people voted for Trump. And the majority of people who voted for Trump believes that illegal immigration should be stopped, that the borders should be sewed up, that people who are here illegally should be deported. But this is not what this is about, though, right? This is a much deeper issue. Even for people like myself who believe that people who are here illegally should be deported and come back the right way, nobody, I don't think anyone, even the ones who voted for Trump, even the ones who believe that illegal immigration is wrong, I don't think anyone will sign up or co-sign people being picked up at funerals, people being picked up at their kids' graduation. I don't feel like anyone, even if you're the most heartless POS in the world, bro, you don't believe, man, that there should be ICE raids as somebody getting picked up at their mama's funeral, bro. Like I think that right there is objectively horrific, is wrong, is bad. And people are saying it's bad. But the reason why people are still really divided on this issue is because people believe this issue is still about what ICE is tweeting about. So ICE will tweet, America's brave ICE officers are removing the worst of the worst from the LA streets, while LA leaders are working tirelessly against them. Here are just a few removed from the community yesterday. So they will show the worst of the worst, right? They will show people who are arrested for multiple felonies, some including even murder, right? Some who are career criminals. So they will show these people. But what they don't show are the people who been here for 30 plus years, never had a criminal record, pay their taxes, did things the right way. So showing the 6 people ICE caught yesterday that are career criminals, but not showing the rest that weren't career criminals, that probably had no criminal record, that also got picked up. Nobody is saying that those people who didn't have criminal records, who've been here for 40 plus years, should not be deported. I feel like a lot of people, right, because Trump won, believe that people who are here illegally should be deported and should be taken back. But there are still ethical ways of doing things. You don't pull up in unmarked vehicles maxed up at somebody's funeral to do an ICE raid at a funeral. You don't pull up masked up unmarked vehicles at a kid's graduation and do an ICE raid on their parents. I feel like that's unethical. Most people feel like that's unethical. But the elites in the secret society is doing a brilliant job at disseminating the information in a way that makes you believe that if you believe that immigration or illegal immigration should stop and people who are here legally should be deported, that means you're automatically anti the ICE protest, when that's not true. Some people there believe that legal immigration is the only way forward and people who are here illegally needs to be deported. However, you need to do things the right way.
And what you saw today and what all of these people are protesting is large-scale immigration enforcement raids. What you're looking at on the left-hand side of your screen is this protest from the sky. The helicopters are directly above me. You saw, I'm sorry for the noise, but you saw tactical officers on things like Bearcat vehicles, flashbang grenades on the city streets of Los Angeles, which largely felt like, as some people described in local media, that the military was on the streets of Los Angeles. Historically, the Los Angeles Police Department does not cooperate with immigration enforcement efforts. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department does not cooperate with immigration enforcement efforts. But when you have got ICE in Los Angeles showing up reportedly at Home Depot, where many undocumented people go to get work as day laborers, you know the National Day Laborer Organizing Network well, many of those people responded in the wake of the fires here in Los Angeles. When you've got ICE showing up outside of places like schools, it quite literally is striking fear into the heart of people all throughout this community. And it is, I think it's fair to say, the worst fear of so many people here who live in Los Angeles and who have heard President Trump threaten that they would do this. But when this day comes on a Friday morning that stretches into a Friday afternoon, people in Los Angeles are mobilizing and they are very upset.
Some people are outside peacefully protesting, but there are some people like the guy right here who's throwing rocks at vehicles, who's causing a lot of harm to property, who's attacking people. And there's no room or space for anyone like this. A guy like this is who ruins the entire protest for everyone, because the majority of people could be protesting in peace, in unity, right? They could be protesting with no violence in their mind whatsoever. And then you see clips like this of this guy, which to me is like the most viral clip from the protest. You see clips like this guy throwing rocks at people's vehicles, innocent people driving around, and it creates mass hysteria. It creates people online wanting for action to be taken, because people will see clips like this and just assume that nothing is being done, and just assume that the police are not outside, that the police are not policing this, or not making sure things don't escalate or go too far. And because of dudes like that, that gives Trump the leeway to call in the National Guard, in which Trump did. So Trump will write, a once great American city, Los Angeles, has been invaded and occupied by illegal aliens and criminals. Now violent insurrectionist mobs are swarming and attacking our federal agents to try and stop our deportation operations. But these lawless riots only strengthen our resolve. I am directing Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, and Attorney General Pam Bondi, in coordination with all other relevant departments and agencies, to take all such actions necessary to liberate Los Angeles from the migrant invasion and put an end to these migrant riots. Order will be restored, the illegals will be expelled, and Los Angeles will be set free. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Trump ordered, I believe, about 2,000 National Guards. Now, Governor Newsom will tweet out that this is unnecessary, that Los Angeles or California in general has enough troops, have enough police officers, have enough personnel to deal with this, that essentially the 2,000 National Guards that's coming in and Trump is taking over is only for a spectacle. Now, I don't know exactly what that means, to be honest, because from what I saw, the majority of the protest was peaceful. However, the people that were causing trouble, there really wasn't no consequences for it, right? People was attacking others, people were throwing rocks, people were doing things that were disruptive, and we didn't see the police swarm in and arrest those people or take those people off the streets. So if there is enough personnel or personality to tame things, then shouldn't those people be arresting the troublemakers while leaving the peaceful protesters alone? So with that regard, I don't know who's telling the truth. I don't know if it's getting so out of hand that we need National Guards, and I don't know if it's not out of hand and Trump is just doing this to cause a spectacle. But what I do know is this is just the first step to martial law. Martial law is going to happen because I don't see this protest dying down. I don't see people just giving up.
The National Guard is in Los Angeles, which means the National Guard, which was federalized because the federal government went over the state, went over the senator, deployed 2,000 National Guard members into Los Angeles, which means that we invoked, without invoking the Insurrection Act, which then would mean that we're yay close or at martial law, which would then mean that if they do what they're trying to do, which is send in the Marines, that we would be attacking our own people for protesting, which is a right, which would then mean that we are yay close or at civil war. And then, which would then mean that we are yay close or at martial law, which would then mean that we would be attacking our own people for protesting, which is a right, which would then mean that we are yay close or at civil war. And then, which would then mean that we are yay close or at martial law, which would then mean that we are yay close or at civil war. And then, which would then mean that we are yay close or at martial law, which would then mean that we are yay close or at civil war. And then, which would then mean that we are yay close or at martial law, which would then mean that we are yay close or at civil war. And then, which would then mean that we are yay close or at martial law, which would then mean that we are yay close or at civil war. And then, which would then mean that we are yay close or at martial law, which would then mean that we are yay close or at civil war. And then, which would then mean that we are yay close or at martial law, which would then mean that we are yay close or at think this is the time, if no other time, to remember what was said when this election happened to these guardsmen, to the National Guard, to these soldiers. Remember your oath. Your oath is to the people. Your oath is to the people. And you have a right to go against orders if those orders are not right. I don't know if anyone else was paying attention during school, during class, during history, during anything at all. But this is bad. This is like worst case scenario. Bad.
This is not an issue that's just going to go away. This is not going to be one of those fringe one weekend protests and then no, people's lives are being affected by this on a daily basis. Like Los Angeles, if not anywhere else, has a huge Hispanic population, has a huge population of illegals, right? I believe it's about 1 million illegals that are currently in Los Angeles County. So if that's currently going on, people are not just going to stop because people feel like they're under attack. And those people are gaining allies very quickly once people see that ICE raids are taking place at funerals and graduations. That's out of control. That's not cool. Like that's not okay. I think you could be in support of the ICE raids, but also against ICE raids taking place at graduations and funerals. Those needs to be some type of sanctuary zones or protected zones, man. I don't know how it's going to be written because there's always loopholes and way around certain things. But yeah, that should not happen at all. But the one thing we do know, though, is because people care about this issue so much, they're not going to give up. They're going to keep pushing, keep pushing, keep pushing because people feel like this is like a fight for democracy. And when they keep pushing, Trump is now going to have the leeway to keep pushing himself and keep extending and extending and extending until we're eventually in martial law. And now you know what happens next, bruh? All right? He now controls when I can walk out my house. He now controls when I go back home. He now controls who gets to go to work and who doesn't. He now controls who can go to grocery stores and who can't. He now controls every aspect of our daily lives. Amen. It's amen. I'll just say, man, I wish everyone protesting good luck. I just pray, man. If you're protesting, just don't get violence, man. All right, just don't get violent, man. All right, don't blow things up. Just don't give any leeway for things to get escalated further. The last thing we want is martial law, please. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, man? All right. I don't see this as a partisan issue, man. I don't see this as something that's political. I don't see this as a red or blue issue, man. I see this to me as a humanity issue, to be honest with y'all, bruh. Even if you believe in deportation, even if you believe in legal immigration, I don't think you believe that it's right to do ICE raids at funerals and graduations. All right. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this? I really want to know. This is a space for us to disagree. I hate, man. I hate reading like comment sections, man, where it feels like, if you disagree with somebody or it's I can't watch it. No, bro. Like, be an adult. You should be able to watch somebody give their opinion, not like it, and respond back with why you don't like it. Or read other comments of why you don't like their comments and like respond back. I really want to see healthy discourse in the comment section. So y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think, all right? And if you're still watching this, click on this video right here somewhere on my screen to find out how things got weird when Joe Rogan realized that his guest was a freaking fraud. Click on this video right here to find out what I'm talking about. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.